Good evening and welcome to Love Angels Live TV. And we welcome back Danina, the Futurist Psychic. Welcome back, Danina. I'm so excited you're here tonight.
Oh, Eileen, thank you so much for having me again. I always have so much fun on your show, and I'm looking forward to answering as many questions as I can this evening.
Awesome. I actually tagged your business this time. I can't remember if I did it last time or not, but I have tagged it in the description. So if people like what they see, they can come and find you really easily.
That would be awesome. I actually did have someone say, I was trying to find you. So that'll make things a lot easier.
Oh my gosh.
It's all good. They'll find me no matter what. It's all good.
Oh. Hey, look at this one. I think this one's...
Oh, that is actually my darling sister, who also reads.
Yes.
And she's just put out some beautiful tarot cards, which I use. And so it's lovely to see you on. Hi, Lester. Love you. It's nice to have family that's supportive, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So can you tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do and what sort of readings you do specifically?
Okay. Well, I've been doing this a really, really long time now, at least around 40 years all up. And I'm a Futurist Psychic, and that's kind of evolved. I've done tarot, and I've done lots of bits and pieces of different ways of reading and a bit of mediumship. And then about 12 years ago, I started to get more and more information about what was around the corner for people. And someone said one day, oh my goodness, you should have the future as your niche, because that's when the stuff that comes back that you say actually happens. You're actually a futurist. And I went, you know what? You're right. That's my niche. That's what I'm good at. And, yes, it's lovely to tell people who they are as a person and how they're feeling and what's been happening, all that past stuff coming up to present day. But what people come for a reading is for guidance. They come for that little look around the corner just to be prepared. And they need to walk out that door with hope. It's always got to be positive. So we've always got to find some... And your guides always find a way to help you move forward, as long as you're willing to listen. That's the most important thing.
Definitely.
So I work nationally and internationally. I teach overseas. I teach manifestation, spiritual development. I'm a hypnotherapist, have been for 25 years now. But the thing I love doing most of all is doing readings for people, and that's why I'm here tonight. That's me in a nutshell.
That is why you're here. What do you say to people? Because I come across this semi-regularly. People who come up to you and go, oh, I'm just a bit worried about what I would hear.
I hear that all the time, and I guess, for people who have never had a reading or have had some bad experiences with reading, there's a responsibility that you have to care for the person that you're reading for. And we don't give out lotto numbers. If we did, we'd keep them ourselves. We don't talk about death dates, but we can be preventative. And there are, unfortunately, some people in our industry who scaremonger, who are very general, who actually can scare people. So if I was to say to someone, you're going to have a car accident, then that person's definitely going to have one because they're worried about it. But if I say to you, in the month of September, on a Wednesday, after 4 p.m, if it's raining, don't get into the blue car. That's preventative. And that's how specific a detailed futuristic reading can be. And the whole point of we all have choice. You can choose to listen or not listen. Clients that I've had for 25, 30 years, when they get told something, they now know that they've learnt their lesson and they actually will follow it through. But we all have choice. Sometimes it takes us the long way round if we haven't listened the first time, and sometimes people listen really, really easily. Does that make sense? Yeah?
Makes perfect sense.
Good.
So if someone comes to you and they want a reading, you're literally looking for someone who will say, I want to know if, prime example, just because Dika's right there with a prime example, will I be a successful published author? But
Okay,
you go further and go, when will it be?
Perfect question. And the first thing that they're saying is you need to pull your finger out if that's what you want to be. It's like, it's okay to say that's what you want to be, but your actions are actually not getting you to that effort. So I want to say to you that the answer is yes. You will be a successfully published author, but you're not looking in the right direction to get the help, which means that you haven't got the right publisher, or you're not looking in the right direction. And that's what having a futurist reading is all about, because we can help guide you to who you should be applying for and what they look like, and the person or what the business or the logo looks like. So the short answer is yes, but you're not putting the effort in to make that happen. You're not putting yourself in the environment of actually getting into that direction. So you have to meet the right people, but you also have to finish what you've started. I feel like there's, oh, will it be this? Oh, will it be that? Or will it be this? And I think at some point you have to have some self-belief in yourself, and for goodness sake, just write it. And then you're going to have to get it looked at professionally anyway. First copies don't get published. And if you want it to be successful, there is a formula, and you have to meet the right people to give you that formula. So I hope that answers. See, guilty as charged. Exactly.
Yes.
Right. So if you want to know more,
and
honey,
then
please message me and we will get into those tin tacks and get you moving forward. And that's
definitely.
Too many people have had readings with lots of people, and the readings have been very general. This is not what I do. This is not how it works. The whole point of having a reading is to move you forward. Sometimes it's to kick you up the bum or slap you across the back of the head. Sometimes it's to genuinely encourage you just a little bit forward with chocolate. So it depends on you and your personality as to how your guides treat you. I'm just a mouthpiece. I don't take responsibility for what I say, because it's not my words coming out. It's your guides, your higher self, your conscience. They're all there to help you. I'm just going to tell you what they're telling me. So who else can we help tonight?
That's right. And I'm really glad Dika put that question up, because my question was going to be about me, and we don't want to go there right now.
We'll do that in private, I think.
Oh. All right. So this is Tamara Forever.
I wonder whose angels and spirit guides say soon, who you have been listening to. I kind of feel that this fellow, it feels a little bit hot and cold. I feel like that not in how he feels about you, but whether or not he's ready. And that's a different thing. And I feel like he's not a bad person. He's not looking for anyone better. That's not what I'm getting. I'm just in himself. I feel that there's been a lot of hurt, and there's a lot of fear of getting hurt, a lot of fear of what ifs. Send them along to me. I'll tell him how it will be. And this relationship should happen. I mean, you have so much in common. You both your faces light up when you see each other, but this fear is holding him back. And I feel like you've just got to almost maybe take the lead, you know, and I think he needs to be told some truths about how you feel, and you know, you might just have to pin him down and show him how much you care, because I think that he's just, sometimes we are fearful where we just don't move. We're frozen in fear. And I kind of feel that that's where he's at the moment. He's like, oh, I have all these great feelings, but what if I get hurt again? Or what if I hurt her? Or what if, what if, what if? And he's in the land of what if. So we need to pull him out of that and remind him, you catch more flies with honey than you do vinegar. Remind him how wonderful life can be together, and then just go for it. You don't have to wait. You know, we're not in the 1800s where we're sitting in the corner waiting for Mr. Darcy to come and pick us. We're Amazon women. We can go out there and get what we want in our lives. We're goddesses. So good luck, and, you know, just take the reins. I think he just needs a bit more encouragement. But you get more flies with honey. It's no use whining or nagging. That doesn't work. So I hope that helps, Tamara. And it will be soon. But you've got to do these things first. You know?
Oops. I think I just clicked on my own comment. That would have been...
Look, I want to be fair with everybody. And in answering questions, the simple answer is yes, but you've got to take the lead. If you want to know more the nitty-gritty and the absolute things that need to happen, then perhaps we might need to have a one-on-one on that level, because I want to be fair to try and answer everyone's questions tonight, not 5 to 10 questions from... And I know it's hard to just ask one question, but I, you know, if you'd like to know more on that level, I would really love to spend some time with you and give you the nitty-gritty.
Definitely. I'm just scrolling up because there was one before.
I'm getting October, by the way, just as a final end to that answer. Who's got the sore throat?
It's not me.
It's not you? Okay, let's move on to the next
not
one.
Today. Yeah. I'm going to scroll again. All right, here we go.
Oh, beautiful one. Honestly, your work is just stunning. And you should already be selling. You should already be... People should already be wanting what you have. And I'm sure that people already tell you, oh my God, that's so lovely. And you don't need a piece of paper to say, here I am. You don't need a shop front. There are so many different ways that you can sell your works and get people to commission what it is that you do. Facebook is amazing. And that's a good beginning of showing people what it is that you do. But I think you need to professionalize yourself more. So you need to set up an artistic Facebook page of who you are. And this is my work. And that's the beginning. And then I see from there other people commissioning you to do something for them. And there's also a graphic design element to this. And so there's some graphic design work more, as well as painting and drawing. So there's some computerized work as well. And so what you've got, nobody else kind of does. So it's a lovely niche area, and I feel that people will love what you're doing. But you have to start by saying, this is who I am. And I know that's really, really scary, but you have enough work. You have enough work to put up on a Facebook page that says, this is me, this is kind of what I do. And if you want to know some other artists' pages and things, private message me and I'll give you a lovely long list of different places that you can expose your work to, and that you can be around people who are actually involved in choosing art for people. So don't limit yourself, but you have to make that first beginning. Get a business card made. Make sure your favorite artwork's on the front of it. Your name is something that that is part of you. So you need to think of your, not just your signature on your painting, but also as part of your Facebook page. So that's the beginning. And you will be successful because what you make and create is beautiful from what they're showing me. So if you want to know more, as far as who to contact, because I create art as well, and I've been fortunate to meet some really lovely people and be part of some great artistic groups that are very supportive. So message me and I'll give you some of those details. So thank you, honey. See, even Odette.
What I love.
That's lovely.
Yeah, Dika commented that she'll
Yeah,
buy from her. Also, Karen says look into cups, shirts, etc. Make sure you're branding yourself.
that's right.
Copyright, go for it. Like, so much support. This is why I love my page, because everyone supports each other.
That's right.
And
that's
thank
the
you, Nita. Now I just
that's
have
a
to
lovely
acknowledge,
difference. Misty, lovely to see you, Misty.
I did not actually press that. That's cool. That was meant to.
Misty, I want to say that you're more gifted than you give yourself credit for. I feel like you've had a knock emotionally. I also don't feel well, so I feel perhaps you've spent some time in hospital. Um, I feel like it feels like you're having to start all over again. Um, and I want to say that October is the beginning of a fresh new start for you. And I feel like you being the star in your own movie, as in not relying on other people, but working for yourself and being who you want to be. I kind of see a name change, actually. I know you've written Misty Hawk, but I think that it'll actually be more about your name, not because I don't think Misty Hawk is actually your name. And I feel like your name is going to be far more important than the name that you chose before. And you're very spiritual, and I feel like you've had the wind put out of your sails in your confidence, but in the next 4 weeks you'll feel even stronger, and by October it's like rebranding yourself and actually earning money doing what you love, not working for somebody else, not helping somebody else out, but here I am, this is what I do, and I'm going to get started and do it my way. And you've got enough people around you now that are supportive and loving, who will be more than happy to help you. So good luck, Misty, and I hope you're feeling better. It's not easy when you've not been. I feel like you've been in hospital, so I just want to say you need self-care. Don't stress so much about what other people think, and look after yourself. And the next 6 years for you is, gosh, a far cry from what you've been doing. Just keep your integrity, and you'll attract the right people, and you'll be able to follow your passion and what you love doing. And I think you'll be very good at it, and I think you will help lots of people. So thank you, Misty, for, oh, isn't that lovely? She's saying so spot on. That's lovely. Thank you so much. It's lovely to get feedback straight away. It's wonderful.
All right. Exactly. Exactly. That's why I like to throw it up. Okay, so Tamara, Danina, your page, you're on Facebook, aren't you?
I have
Are
a
you over on
website as
YouTube at
well.
all?
I don't do YouTube.
You do too. What's your website?
The website is thefuturistpsychic.com.au, and the Facebook page is the Futurist Psychic.
Yeah, just what I
Up until
tag.
COVID, I spent 60% of my time overseas because I teach and work overseas. But with COVID, I'm home much more, even though I can still do my international things. So I'll be running some more classes, more workshops, and certainly doing a lot more readings from home, online, or face to face. Being in Wollongong, beautiful Wollongong, but I can do readings anywhere. It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter what time. You know, I quite regularly am up at 2 o'clock in the morning reading from someone in America or London, or so. You know, my times are very, very flexible. There's usually about a 3-week minimum waiting list, so please be patient. Sometimes I can fit you in, and that's just the universe making things happen for you. How lucky for you. But most of the time, some people do have to wait. And I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful to be so busy and to be able to help so many people. Yes, Wollongong is my happy place too. So is Bali and the Maldives, but yes, Wollongong actually is. I've been here 17 years and I love
We
it.
digress.
Jackie,
Mm-hmm.
thank you for your question, Jackie. Okay, they're saying, Jackie, that the pen is mightier than the sword, and more writing, please. I feel like more writing, as in not writing letters, but writing a book. You know, there's a story to tell, and they want you to tell it. And I don't think you need any more qualifications, honey. They don't want you to actually do any more courses. You are fully qualified the way you are. There's no need to be learning anything new. And they're saying that even though the last 4 to 6 months feels like it may have gone backwards, and unfortunately with COVID that's quite common, I feel like from the end of September, whether they're saying before, by the end of the 9th month, and we're in September now, right through till August next year, there's actually some lovely people that you're going to be meeting, and they will be asking, so whether it's workshops or participating in workshops, or even teaching in a workshop, or being part of a festival or markets, but not the normal everyday kind of market. I feel more like a spiritual market, perhaps. So using more of your spiritual gifts, but they're definitely putting a pen in your hand and saying you need to write. You have things that you should be teaching. So it's definitely a big step forward. And 2021, 2025 is your time. Like they're saying, this is your time to be productive, your time to get out there and splash your name everywhere. And that's really, really positive. So definitely the first thing, though, is to just understand that you don't need to learn anything else. That it's okay now. You can actually now start to be who it is that you want to be, and be earning money, and actually feeling like you're being in your passion, working in your passion. But there's definitely things that need to be written and produced. So, Jackie, I hope that gives you a little bit of a Kickstarter. If you want to know more, you know where I am. Thank you. Okay, Karen, lovely to read for you this evening. Wow, what a beautiful breath of fresh air you are. You're so energetic. and you're reading all the right books and you're doing all the right bits and pieces, and you are reading the right things, but I feel that on a manifesting level, it feels like 2 steps forward, 4 steps back, 2 steps forward, 4 steps back. It doesn't feel like it's actually moving forward as good as it should be. There's some self-doubt in there that keeps shooting you in the foot. Okay, and I want to say to you that they hear that as well. So you're actually putting some halt on your manifesting because you have self-doubt. So no matter what, even if you say the right words, what you're thinking sometimes is the exact opposite. And you have to decide at some point or another that, yes, I really, really do deserve this, and I'm not going to negative self-talk myself ever again. Because the negative self-talk, and it's really easy, unfortunately, to do, and you have to really work on not doing that. You have to really not be your own worst enemy. So I want to say to you, you're reading everything, you're kind of doing everything the way the books say that you should be. Manifestation is my passion, and it is something that I love, and I can talk about it for hours. And I look at manifesting a little bit different than probably 70% of what's out there, simply because I only because of the information by spirit that I've been given, and I find that some things that I do is actually in a lot of cases more effective. But on the general whole, yes, you're doing okay, but you have to be mindful of what you're thinking, and that's what's stopping it from happening quickly. And perhaps being a little bit more specific, not so general. Try and be a bit more specific about the things that you want to happen. But you'll get there. Thank you, Karen. Yeah, a vision board and a universe check in your purse is a good beginning. But it's the daily things that you have to do to make those things happen. And it's not, I've got $1 million in my purse and that's what I'm going to get. You have to work for it, and on a daily basis, and not if you look at your body, your mind as the bank, and you put money in every time that you think about that check, and every time that you think about what you're putting on your vision board, but there might be 10 negative things that you've thought about during the day that actually has pulled you away from it. So our thoughts, it's really, really important to control what we think and what we do on a daily basis to make those things happen. And sometimes that's not in the training that's out there. Yeah. So you'll get there. But I'll certainly let Eileen know the next time I'm running a future manifestation workshop, and maybe she can put it out to your people to know when I'm going to be doing. I'll be doing an online one and one in Wollongong as well. So awesome. Good luck, honey. Beautiful, Robin. How are you this evening, my darling friend? So good to see you on here. Isn't it lovely having world famous psychics actually coming on and supporting everybody else? That's what I love about our community, and it's so lovely. So beautiful, Robin.
It's so, do you know what? I actually had a friend from my school where I worked full time for a long time. She came on and said, "Hi, I miss your work."
That's so lovely. And that's the whole thing. I mean, it's about being kind and about being supportive, and if you live an abundance lifestyle in that there's plenty of work for everybody, there isn't jealousy, there isn't narkiness or misunderstandings or trying to get one up better than another psychic, or we're in the spiritual industry, we should be supportive and loving. And unfortunately, as human beings, not everybody is working on that same vibration, unfortunately. But I am so grateful to have friends like Robin, Mystique, and so fortunate to have other people in our industry that I love and value and admire, So more of it, I say. Any more questions?
I agree. We've got people interested in your course. I've got this one that I just want to pull up briefly, which isn't a question.
Oh, honey. Oh, it's so lovely of you to put a message. That is so nice of you. Thank you so much. Sending you so much love. Thank you. Okay.
Right, so Jody would like.
Jodester.
Jody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would love a reading. Well, you can contact me on my website and I can give you a full reading. But if you would like me to answer a question, perhaps if you could put one up, I would love to be able to answer. Like when people say would love a reading, gosh, how long is a piece of string? And I want to be able to, the whole point of tonight is to be able to really answer something that you've been really wanting to know. So if you really want, it's like having a packet of Tim Tams that never run out. You get to ask whatever question it is that you want to know about, and that's what I can do. So come back to us with something that you'd really like to know.
Yeah. Jody, pop a question in that you'd like the answer to. And this is about me going back to school.
Say no.
The answer is unclear, but hopefully it will clear up by the end of the year. It's not me that's the issue.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah. I like that. That's right. It's not you.
Aha. Okay. Well, that is a beautiful question. All right. Firstly, I want to say you can't get your home if you don't actually start saving and working towards it. I feel like everything else is getting in the way, and the other, oh, isn't that lovely? Let's buy that. Oh, look at those lovely shoes. No, I feel at some point you have to make a decision that yes, we do want to buy a home. Dave Ramsey is amazing, and he wrote The Barefoot Investor, and he is fabulous. If you want to buy a home, he will, show you the way in what you could be doing to really be saving money to get your deposit to make it happen. But I just feel like not a lot of effort. It's nice to dream it, but if you don't actually start putting in some effort to do that, it's not going to happen. The good news is it will happen, but work is required. And it's not going to be by April next year. Okay. There's saving, but there are lots of things that you could be doing. And I just feel there's an extra stream of income. And it's not by selling what's in a garage sale. I feel like there's something that you can do or create or take part in that's actually going to give you quite a healthy level of income. It is not a multi-level marketing business, but I feel like it's something that you create or a service that you will provide. And just by doing that bit extra and making sure that money goes straight into, I feel that you will get your home. So congratulations for working as hard as you have been. but they're just saying doing what you're doing is not going to get you your home. So you've got to do that little bit extra, and there is something coming sideways that is actually going to help you get your home. Did she actually reply on that one?
We've been this is the one more she has. We have a home we own, but we want a bigger one.
A bigger one costs more money, though.
Okay. Yeah.
It's more. It's more than what you've had, and yes, you can have it, but it's not. It's not enough just to think, oh, we'll sell that and then we'll be able to get a bigger one. I just feel if that's what you really want, then you need to start planning for that. You're very welcome.
Oh gosh.
Well, which one are we doing?
The comments moved just as I hit the button. She's a bit pregnant at the moment.
Need the space for kids. Absolutely. You can't put them on the roof, honey.
Oh, damn it. Why not?
It doesn't work.
Sorry?
They don't like getting overheated and wet. Okay.
All right, give me a second. It keeps moving as I go to click. People like to comment.
Felicity. At this point, Felicity, you have a shared passion for both animals and children, but I feel like animals have a very, very special place in your heart, and I feel that you could help them so much more, and I think you'll always help children in your life, but I think the animals need you more, and you do have so much to give, and you have so much compassion and caring, and you put your big girl's panties on and you really help with these animals, and that's really, really important, because who else is going to fight for them? And so I would rather encourage you to work more towards working with animals. And I don't mean volunteering either. I mean actually getting paid for working with animals. But certainly volunteering is a good taste test to see how well you're going to cope. And I think you will love it, hands down. Yes, there's dealing with any living being, sometimes things get sad, but what a difference you are going to make, and you have such a big heart, and dividing yourself between animals or children, I think you would get burnt out trying to do both. And animals love unconditionally. And I think you will get so much more out of that. Vet nursing, absolutely. Vet nursing will be perfect for you. But the only thing that you have to promise me is that you can't bring them all home. You have to, not try and bring every animal that's sick home. But, professionally, I think brilliant. You have such a way with animals, and they will love you, and people will go, oh my God, normally that dog bites me, and the dog won't even, because they will love you. And yeah, I think you prefer animals over humans too. And I just wish you all the best. I think you're going to do beautifully. There is a stint actually of not necessarily the normal run-of-the-mill animals. So you might be able to get some work in a zoo or something on that level, or like Mogo Zoo or one, the Australian sort of type thing, or even the zoo in Sydney. So don't just limit yourself to, sorry, you can't promise what?
That she won't
not to take them
take
home.
all the animals home.
I could just see you with an elephant in the back garden. But so I just want to say, don't limit yourself to normal cats and dogs. I feel like there's an opportunity that could be coming in extra training. And there's also an opportunity to be able to volunteer overseas to do with animals for at least 3 months. Obviously not at the moment with COVID, but certainly in the next 24 months, there's an opportunity for you to actually go overseas and be part of a program. They're showing me big cats. So I don't know if you have a special interest in big cats, but that's kind of what they're showing me. So I'd love to know. I'd love to know when things start to happen, but you definitely should be heading in that direction because you're going to be absolutely amazing at it. Thanks, Felicity.
Awesome. All right, let me just see. Dika says she would love an African elephant in her backyard.
Me too.
Oh, there's so many that I would love, but apparently that's not really allowed in this country.
Yeah. And that's why the zoo kind of thing is ideal for Felicity. Where will life take me and the family? Oh, Janine, that's a big general question.
I thought you'd like that.
It's such a huge question. I actually just want to concentrate on.
Can you be a little bit more specific?
No, there's discussions about pregnancy. So I just want to ask her, has there been discussions about pregnancy, or are you looking at expanding the family or someone else in the family expecting someone? So I'd like to, let's go back to her when she's answered her question.
Awesome.
I definitely see a move, Janine. Probably not till May next year, or it doesn't feel like 5 months. It feels like May, and a move because of work opportunity, and more for your partner than for you. What are you smiling at? We had a recent hysterectomy is interesting because we're talking about the opposite of pregnancy, but it's that. But has there been a discussion about someone either trying to get pregnant or somebody in the family that's just fallen pregnant? Because we're talking about family. Family's not your own kids. Sometimes there's other members of the family as well, or maybe one of your children. But it's interesting that you have had a recent hysterectomy, because that pretty much seals it for you guys. But there is some changes in your partner's work front for the better, and that's actually really positive. And there is the luring of a move, and that will be absolutely fantastic for everybody. Your best friend's daughter's pregnant. Okay. They're showing me 2 child energies, so it'd be interesting to get some feedback from that later on. But there's 2 children very, very close together. So, yes, that'll be interesting to find out. But just know that you are heading in more positive environment. Things are going to get better. and there is the opportunity. There's definitely even an opportunity on an overseas level too. And I know we're in COVID. Oh, well, he works for Qantas, so well, there you go. There might be more work overseas for you guys, but it's definitely on the up and up. Don't be worried. Things will get better. May next year is the turning point for that. So hang in there if things are a little bit higgledy-piggledy and a bit worrying at the moment, but by May next year things will really start to improve, and you'll have some big choices to make about where you want to live. So thanks, Janine. And the short answer to study is yes, Janine. The short answer to that is yes. Okay. Thanks, Janine. Hi, ladies. When will I buy my first home? Are you going to answer this one, Eileen? You could answer this one.
I feel like there's more work needed. I feel like there needs to be some work on the money front here too.
Christy, I feel like trying to do this on your own would be difficult, and I kind of feel that extra support is needed, or someone else's money as well, before you actually get the opportunity to buy your first home. And I think you need to be realistic of where you're looking. Champagne on a beer budget is difficult, so be realistic about your first home. It doesn't need to have 4 bedrooms, a swimming pool, and maybe you need to start with a unit, or something much smaller. But I do eventually see you changing where you're living and your circumstances improving. But dreaming about it and actually putting the effort in to make it happen are 2 different things. And I kind of feel that that's what's required. So good luck, honey. When I do see you, it will be like a build. I can see plans. So whether it's a knockdown, build something, or being part of a complex, they're showing me plans. It's not an existing home that you will live in. I feel like it's something to be built. Thanks, Christy. Lots of love.
What I love is the slightly general nature.
Stop putting those ones up then.
Is that response though?
So many people are used to
guys, if you
general readings,
question,
and
that would be
not
much
what I do. I mean, like, we can be general, and that means answering 20 questions, but sometimes people then walk away from that going, oh, but I really wanted to know this. Well, for goodness sake, ask it.
That's right. I actually said that a couple of weeks ago on one of my live feeds, that if you have a question that you want answered, ask the question. Because if you ask for a general read, you may not get the answer to the question.
That's right. Any guidance for me? Will our money situations improve? Feeling like mice on a wheel. Oh, honey, it's unfortunately for lots of people. I feel like between now and March, can I say same shit, different day? Can I say that? I feel like there's a lot of general same.
Hey, I can say when you're present, shit.
I've said it now, but and then March is a promotion, or March is an offer of something new, and with it comes bonuses, with it comes extra money, but you've got to put your hand up. You can't sit in the back row and not say, pick me, quietly where they can't hear you. You've got to actually say, I'm interested. I want to move forward. I want to earn more money. And if you don't have a voice, they can't hear you. And so the money situation will improve when you actually feel like you deserve that money to change. And that money will change when you actually ask for it. So there is the opportunity for a new job or a pay rise or a much higher position, but you got to put your hand up, or your partner's somebody's got to put their hand up and go, we want more. Don't settle for what you're getting, and that may mean to have to change, and it might be uncomfortable to have to ask that, but if you don't ask, you don't get. So they're saying the capacity is there for you to change. The capacity for improving your money situation is in your own grasp. It's not going to be handed to you on a silver platter if you don't ask it. And by the fact that you've asked it, by the fact that you've actually said, this is what I want to do and this is what I want, people will stand up and take notice and go, wow, here's someone that we need to support. Here's someone that we need to watch. Here's someone that we will put through that course and do that with them, because they're willing to give life a go. And I know that things can be monotonous, and what you're doing now is not your passion. It's not what you really love doing. And I want to say to you that you know, how do you know what bus to catch if you don't read what's on the front? You know, I know it's a funny saying, but you've got to start thinking about what it is that you would really love to do. And the more you think about that, the more you actively look for that, the more you actually have success in getting what it is that you want to do. And that's all about tapping into the universe and getting them for some guidance as well. And hey, if you want to know some more, then please come and book a reading, and I'll certainly try and help you move forward. But I just feel like there's no major changes until March, but it's not going to happen if you don't open up your mouth and put up your hand. But it will change, and things will get better, and the conditions will change. And I feel like it feels like a change of job. That's what it feels like, but a change for the better, a change up, and enough of this monotony that you know, same day in and out, work, come home, work, come home, work, come home, and there's no quality of life, and we get hung up in what we have to do, and we don't get a chance of doing what we want to do, and then we get depressed, and then we stop doing stuff, and then we get unhappy, and then nothing happens. And so the beginning is actually going, okay, well, I don't want to be and do this anymore. I want something better, and start looking and start believing that it's possible. And just by doing that, other things will be put in front of you, but you are going to have to speak up. So good luck. Exactly. Yeah, staying at home is a noble thing. You have children to raise, but your partner as well. Like I'm not just talking about you. I'm talking about your partner as well. And maybe you need to encourage them to look further and give them the confidence to do something more with that they enjoy rather than what they have to do. Yeah, that's mainly it. Thank you, Victoria.
Awesome. All right.
Gosh, this time is going so quickly. Yeah. It's 9:26.
I know, it goes fast, doesn't it?
Thank you so much for being more specific, Rita. See, our forever home is not a home. Our forever home is something that we have in our heads that our children will come to when they're older, the family Christmases. Our forever home is where we retire to. think the forever home is not where you are. I think the forever home is in a different place and it's closer to where more family are, but far enough away to not be on top of family. It feels more holiday. It feels much more lighter, better memories, better weather, possibly north because it's sunnier. And the street name, it has a T, maybe a TR. As they're showing me a street sign. They're not going to give me the whole thing. That they don't make it that easy. It's minimum 5 years. So the short answer is yes, but it's not where you are, but it is where more family are. It is warmer. The water's not far. It feels bigger, so it feels perhaps more like a property or something that's got much more land attached to it, or not as built up, so not in the middle of a city. But that's a minimum of 5 years, but it's a definite yes. So thank you for redefining your question, Rita, and if you'd like to know more, or you know where I am.
For Kim.
Had confirmation from a reading that we will move to Wollongong. Speaking that out and actively looking, do we keep our current home and rent out, or do we sell? I think you need to keep the house. And I feel like you will rent in Wollongong as well initially. I think you kind of need to figure out where it is that you'd like to live. And I feel like selling right at that moment whilst you're doing that is not a good move. And I don't think the market's ready yet for selling. Certainly not before between October and April is the sort of time frame. How you will find where you want to live or where you are moving to first is going for a drive and seeing a sign for lease. But oh my God, look at that view. The park's just there. We're around the corner from this. Like, you know, there's lots and lots of positives. Go, okay, this is good. Let's try it for 6 months and then actively then be starting to look for where in Wollongong that it is. But I definitely see you coming to Wollongong, and it's such a beautiful place to live. So I look forward to hearing from you, Leslie, when I'll even make you a cuppa when you come to Wollongong. Make sure we catch up, because it really is a beautiful town. So great decision. Thanks, Leslie.
Excellent. Talia.
Talia, I want to say no. September is definitely not the right time. It'll certainly be before February, absolutely. But the delay is finding the right place, and I don't feel that you've quite got that yet. So they're not asking you to rush out of one, but February certainly looks a lot better. So not right at this moment, but soon. You haven't got that long to wait. Thanks, Talia. Isn't that a beautiful name, Talia?
It's a beautiful name, isn't it? I'll squeeze as many in as I can.
Jennifer, you're not making it up, okay? It's not in your head. There's definitely something going on. My tummy feels awful, and I feel like I've got heartburn. And when I eat, after I eat, I feel sick. So can you private message me, please? It's not majorly serious, but I don't want to be airing your general health in front of everybody. So if you could, I'm not going to charge you any money, but please private message me, and I will confirm what it is that I'm picking up. But it's nothing majorly serious, so don't freak out. But I just don't want to air your laundry and your health issues in front of everybody else. Bianca. Grandma's a tough cookie. Every time something bad happens and everyone thinks the worst, she just gets straight back up and goes back home. She's one very strong lady, and you know, some people with the same problems that she's had are not here. You know, so she's one tough cookie. I feel really tired though, and I feel from now on, some things actually are starting to go wrong more, and I still feel sharp as a button though, like my mind is very clear, but physically I just feel like sometimes I'm not managing. I kind of feel an arrangement of some kind. It's not a home, like a retirement, normal stock standard retirement home, but I feel like there's a stay in a facility because of her health, and then the opportunity to be part of a modern retirement lifestyle kind of thing, where she'll get an actual extra lease of life because of the lifestyle kind of thing. So it's not being locked in a home. And it's the opportunity of while she's still able to be able to enjoy her life. I described it perfectly. And she'll actually really, really love the company. So if you have a look more at a lifestyle retirement village rather than a retirement home, because it's almost like, don't you swear at me about putting me in a retirement home. That's not, I'm going to look at, be in my home and do things. And I think, I don't know where you live, but I actually went with a friend of mine to a retirement lifestyle village for her the other week, and I was pleasantly surprised. They've got a barn, they've got a swimming pool, and they have all these different activities. And I went, crikey, I wouldn't mind moving in here and having, they've got more of a lifestyle than I have at the moment. So there's lots of different options, and I feel that the home will be sold, but it's more to actually have this kind of lifestyle and being around a lot more people and having a lot more fun. So she's still around. Like I don't see her not being here. I think she'll go from strength to strength, but I just think that the busier she is, the healthier she is. The more stuff that she's doing, the more alive she is. Putting her in a normal home would kill her. Like she would just fade, and she's so afraid of that. So maybe taking her to some of these new places might actually change her mind, because the home is too big. The house is too big, and she's house proud and tries to do everything, and physically she can't do that. So I hope that helps you, Bianca.
Right,
how many more questions do we have, my darling? How many people are
10?
Well, I'm happy
that was the wrong
going.
one. I didn't actually click
it. I don't mind, as long as you don't mind. We can I love doing this. I love being able
I
to
actually meant to
give
click on a
snippets.
different one and then my screen moved. And now I've lost it.
Okay, Bianca, this person hasn't changed in the past, so how do you expect that person to change? Like the issues are always there. It's never they're not going to miraculously have a lobotomy and be somebody different. Like those issues haven't changed, and for as long as you've known them, and the only way it's going to improve is if you don't let it affect you as much as it has. And sometimes having a break or just not putting as much effort in trying to make them happy actually is going to make you feel better. Does that make sense? You know, I just feel like you try so hard to make it smooth and to make it so that there are no issues. But you're the anxious one. You're the one with the anxiety, and you're the one that gets hurt. So don't divest so much of your time trying to please them, and don't expect anything better. That's, you know, you get disappointed, but surely by now you're used to who they are and what they're like, and do not let it get to you. I know it's hard, but it's not what they do that's the problem. It's how it affects you, how you allow it to affect you. What'd she say? Oh my God, you just hit the nail on the head. It's true. And you've got to just maybe step away from it. Maybe just not, you know, you shouldn't be in competition. And I know that they're jealous of absolutely everything you have, everything you do, and everything that you want. But who cares? Go and enjoy your life, honey. If they want to be miserable and annoying, let them. But don't let it ruin your day. You know, dwell on the positives, not the negatives. And sometimes family are the worst. And we can't. Why demean yourself to make them feel better? You shine. You're gorgeous. You deserve to shine. Don't allow this person to bring you down to their level, even if they are family. So you go out there and you be happy. And if they're not, that's their problem. Okay? Thanks, honey. Kylie, can I retire soon? Not quite yet, honey. You could in 6 months, or the 6th month. They're correcting me. They're saying the 6th month, so June. You could, but it might be a little harder to do that. Absolutely, the maximum time that they're giving me is 3 years. So yes, you could in the 6th month, and it would be tight, or it would be a little bit difficult. But they're saying if you can hold on for 3 years, that your lifestyle and your situation will change, and you'll have a much better retirement. If you actually make a decision now that I'm retiring in 3 years, that's my date, and save everything that you possibly can, and work really hard towards getting all of that, by the time the 3 years comes up, which will go very quickly because you're already there, you're already in the thick of that 3 years, that you will actually come out of it on top, that you'll actually have a lovely retirement, and instead of an okay retirement. I hope that makes sense. She's saying, okay, I can do that. But 3 years, that's all. Okay, in 3 years, sayonara, baby, I'm out of here. And that's really, really positive. You know, it's lovely that we can see that. So the light's at the end of the tunnel, but 6 months, I just feel it you know, you want to leave so soon, and it's not ideal financially. I just feel like you need to, you know, suck it up a little bit longer, and actually enjoy your last 3 years of work ever. Change your mindset. This is the last time that you're going to ever have to do this. So enjoy it, because, oh gosh, you know, retiring is going to be so much fun. And but you need a bit more money uh, beside you to make that happen, and have a much better retirement. So good luck, Kylie. Let us know in the feedback if that resonates, and I look forward
Perfect.
to hearing more about that. Nita, gosh, it's gut wrenching, isn't it, when you have a family situation where you're not talking to them, and it's so foreign, because we should be able to rely on our family first, but you're not in the wrong, honey, and I feel like they're waiting for an apology, and yet you're the one that needs to be apologized to, and so you're not in the wrong, and maybe some time apart would be good for you, but they're certainly not knocking on your door, missing you, you know, and wanting to change things, and that's hurtful when they should be. So maybe you need to just have a holiday from your family for a little bit, and concentrate on yourself for a change, because I feel like all you ever done, even from about the age of 7, is care for your family. And it's like, you're a good person, and you don't deserve to be treated this way by family that are meant to love you forever and unconditionally. So maybe take a holiday from your family for a little bit. I my answer to you is yes, it will improve. But the more you walk away from your family, the quicker they will come towards you. Because you're Mrs. Fix It. You always say sorry first. You're the one that always tries to get it all back together. And they're saying, no, not this time, because you're not in the wrong. And let them beg for you. Yeah, that's right. You've always put them first. Well, guess what? You're going to put yourself first for a change, and let them chase you. And they will, because they're expecting you to just fall back into line. And when you're not, that's going to be a bit unusual. And then they're going to have to change their tack. And then they're going to have to start treating you a lot better than they have been. And you deserve that, honey. I hope that helps, sweetie.
I have to put this one up.
Marianne, thoroughly enjoying the tonight's live, makes me forget my issues. I was talking about that with a client this morning, how you know, when we watch or listen to what other people's issues are or what's happening, we need to be more grateful in our own life. I feel for that poor family who've lost their autistic son with suicide, and my heart just goes out. And there, but for the grace of God, go I. I have a son with autism, and it could be me, you know. So it's about being grateful every day for what we have in our lives, and you know, sometimes other people's problems, it makes you forget your own and be more appreciated, in more appreciative of what you have in your own life, which is lovely. So I'm glad you enjoyed tonight's show, Marianne.
Oh, She did have a question way back at the start, but there's like 200 and something comments.
Okay.
I don't think I'll
That's
find
okay.
it. So,
I'll
Marianne,
just have to come on again and try and get as many through as I can.
Oh, okay. I would love that. Normally I have my calendar right here. My calendar's disappeared. This is what happens when you start writing presentations for events and guest speaker spots, and your life goes a little bit haywire. But
it's all good.
We will do. Now I just want to know where it is.
All right, put up another question for me.
I am looking. 23 people on, but the comments have gone crazy with people responding. So, will my stress pass?
Patrice, I want to say you there's too much time on you're busy, don't get me wrong, but there's too much time on your hands thinking about negative things. And I feel like it's other people's stress that you're stressing about. And you can't do everything for them. You can't take it away from them. That you can't fix it, Mrs. Fix It. And other people, and you're very much an empath, so you take on everyone else's energy as well. You need, it's time out. I just feel like you're not putting in enough joyful things for yourself to actually relax, and whether it's going and having a massage or having your nails done or having your hair done or going and doing Pilates or something, going for a walk along the ocean, but not filling your head worrying about everybody else, because it's not your stress. It's yes, we worry about our families and our lives with them and what they're doing, but I kind of feel you're too much in your own head and you need to be busy, but busy doing joyful things, not stuff that you don't want to do. So yes, your stress will pass, but there are things that you need to do to make that happen. And one of them is to realize that you can't fix everything for everybody, and yeah, you do. Another one. It's a common theme, isn't it? Putting everyone else first, and they're saying it's not your stress, so stop worrying about it. They'll sort it. They'll get through it. And if you want to know more on that level about your family, I'm right here. But you're making it worse on yourself. The only one that you should be worrying about is you. Then you need to start putting some more fun things into your life. You need to start looking at finding the joy and what you're grateful for, not worrying about how they're getting on. They're big enough, as one of my other guides said the other night, they're big enough and ugly enough to get up there and do it for themselves. And it's true. We can't wrap everybody up in cotton wool and expect them to be strong. The only reason we're strong is when we meet challenges and actually go through them ourselves. And they will, but you've got to try and fill some of your day with some nice things, not stressing and running around after them. I hope that makes sense, Patrice. Thank you so much for your question. Yes, Janine, we do.
We do.
We do. It's important. You can't read for yourself well. Like you can get intuition and you can get stuff, but sometimes you just need that extra voice. and there's very select few people that read for me. And I certainly enjoy reading for everybody. So, it's, but yes, in answer to your question, absolutely.
You get a more impartial reading if someone else does it for you.
Correct. Correct.
Yes. We're just about done, would you believe?
Are
I
we?
love this from Lee. We are almost. Well, that's not what I meant to put up.
So Victoria didn't have
That's
the
not the...
hysterectomy.
No.
Okay. Because it doesn't feel... dare I say, dear Victoria, they're showing me... Can you just please answer... What's the 3? Do you have 3 children already? Because they're showing me 3. So can you answer if you already have 3? Has she answered?
Not yet. I'm watching. I'm not at all drum rolling on my chair.
Ask me.
2.
Okay. If there's 2, there's 1 more. But only 1 more. And it's the sex that you want. And I don't mean the copulation of having children. It's not the sex of saying that the boy or girl that you want.
I mean, that might be 2, however, the gender of the child.
The gender of the child is what you desire. So, but I don't see, and that's your choice. You don't have to have that 3rd child, but there's certainly the energy's there if you wish. Okay, so we'll finish on that one, will we?
Yeah, I think so. I was going to put this up because Leslie's just so beautiful.
Aww, that's so lovely. Thank you, Leslie. I love what I do. I absolutely love what I do.
I do too.
That's excellent. Oh, that's wonderful. I'm so glad. And that's what a reading is for. A reading is for hope and to reduce the anxiety and to make you feel that, you know what, as long as I do this, this, and this, everything's going to be okay. And that's why they're there for. That's why we do what we do, is to move people forward towards a much happier future. So thank you, everybody that has tried to get on this evening, and I'm sorry if I haven't answered your question. Thank you, Eileen, for having me. It's always an absolute delight. And I just want to say, what was that?
I very much appreciate you coming on.
Oh, thank you. And I just want to just say, without people writing in, without people watching, we wouldn't be here. And yes, I this is my profession. I do it full time, but it's so lovely to give back something, and it's so lovely to meet new people. And I love Facebook, and I love the World Wide Web, and considering I can't travel overseas at the moment, it's kind of the only world that I'm able to be part of. It's the World Wide Web.
Yeah.
But that'll change soon. So hang in there, everybody, and and again, thank you, Eileen, for having me, and we'll see you next time.
My absolute pleasure. Thank you. Guys, there is no Love Angels Light TV tomorrow night because I will probably be in a car driving towards Ulladulla for the Eurobadalla Health and Psychic Expo. I will be doing a presentation down there on hypnotherapy and spiritual awakenings and past life regressions and a few other things. So if you're in the area, Ulladulla sort of region, come and say hi. I would love that. And we will see you next week for all the times that I do live feeds, plus Thursday night, Friday night, Love Angels Light TV. So have a great weekend, and we will see you later.
God bless everyone. Bye.
And thank you.